What's going on, guys? So a lot of people were asking me for a build video on my Frozen Orb Sorceress in Diablo 2 Resurrected, so here it is. So starting with the stats, I put just enough to give myself 146 for the Spirit Monarch, and this is Ethereal, so if you don't have that, which most likely you don't, um, get 156 strength. If you don't have enough strength that you already made your build, you could respec after every difficulty, and it'll reset your stats and your skills to 0. And then you could just place them again how you want. And then I put nothing in dexterity and nothing in energy. And a lot of new players are going to be like, why? But by the time you have enough gear, your energy, you don't need any more energy for mana. Because a lot of the gear you get gives you mana. The spirit, and I'll go to the gear in a second, but spirits give you a ton of mana. So everything into vitality after you put your strength requirement in there. For the gear, so this is what I have currently. Spirit with 33% faster cast rate, and it's just probably best in slot. I mean, aside from maybe Death's Fathom or Oculus with Isrunes or something, this is definitely the best weapon to go for. For helmet, this is what I have right now. I don't have Shago, but Rockstopper. It gives you a lot of resistance. So without that, I'm very low on fire and lightning, which is the most critical when you're farming. That's my helmet. It also gives the 10% physical damage reduce. I try not to get hit, but when I do, it has the faster hit recovery as well as damage reduced. Amulet. I don't have a good amulet, but it has a lot of resistance, so I'm using an elemental skills ones, which is useless for a sorceress, but the resistance and the energy is helpful. So this is what I'm using currently. For the shield, another spirit. That is faster cast. All skills, resistances. It's great. And I mentioned I have an ethereal. This is the first one I found, and it happened to be Eth. But it's actually cool because it's less strength you need, and it kind of trains me to not get hit as much because I'm already down to 29 durability after like 5 days. And once it hits 0, you can't repair it. So I'm doing my best to keep my distance from melee attacks. Elemental damage doesn't reduce durability. Next, I found Ormus robes in Mephisto Hell, and I would have liked a better skill than Glacial Spike, but I got pretty good rolls on the cold skill, lightning skill, and fire skill damage. Almost perfect on the cold and lightning. And then the faster cast rate. For the gloves, I have chance cards for the magic find, and actually the gold find helps too because I always have to resurrect my mercenary. Perfect Nagelring for magic find. Nightsmoke for all resist as well as damage goes to mana, which is a helpful little modifier there. And the SOJ, which I found in Travincal on Nightmare. 1 to all skills, maximum mana. And this is what I'm talking about. Like once you get items like this, increase maximum mana by 25%. It gives me 130 mana just with that, with the 20 mana and the increased max mana. And then Infernostride, because a lot of enemies, especially in Trav and Meph, they do a lot of fire damage. So getting that extra fire damage, fire resist, and max fire resist, you can see here, 85, 70 on the cold, 59 light, and poison is not so important unless you're melee, where you're taking a lot of poison damage, if you're finding Andy as well. So that's the gear. And then I just have a bunch of charms, whatever I could find to make up the missing resistances, some life. This is the first good item I found. All resist 14. Faster recovery, fire resist, and just magic find in the main resists to get as high as I can. Faster cast, you want to try to get to 105% if you can, because that's the one of the top breakpoints for casting. You'll be able to teleport a lot quicker. Frozen Orb doesn't change at all the speed that you cast with faster cast in Diablo 2 Resurrected, but it's more for the teleport and static as well. And then I mentioned before the faster hit recovery. You have more than enough with the 2 spirits. So when you get hit, try not to, but if you do get hit, faster hit recovery is important to be able to get out of there as quick as possible before you die in a group of mobs. Alright, so that's my gear. Mercenary gear. Not great, but towels for the all resist and life stolen to make him survive a little bit longer. Lionheart, which is a pretty cheap Runeword, gives you all resist and vitality as well as decent defense. I don't have a great armor for defense, but I gotta find a better one in hell. And then this is the key right here for any sorceress, because you run out of mana quick, especially if you don't put any points into energy. And that's going to be your meditation aura, which increases your mana regen by a lot. So if I just go into, say, Cold Plains here, (871% regenerating mana. So you see you cast the orb, and it goes right back. Even like teleport, it basically doesn't move. And this is important with energy shield as well, which increases your survivability. So that's the mercenary gear. Now on to the skills. Alright, so for cold, you're going to want to max out Frozen Orb, Cold Mastery, and then the Synergy, which is Ice Bolt. And right now my orb does decent damage. I need more skills. I have plus 5 to skills right now, but I need a lot more. I'd like to get in the 30 plus range, but I don't have any cold skillers right now. Okay, so that's for the cold skill, and then 1 point to frozen armor. You really don't need shiver armor and chilling armor. You could put one in for the synergy, but I haven't found it does much difference. So it gives defense, so it gives me about 600 defense, and then it also freezes enemies that hit you, which gives you time to flee. And then these two, this one just like attacks range attackers, and this one is very similar to Frozen Armor. I just prefer Frozen Armor. Lightning. So you're going to want to put 1 point into these here, Charge Bolt, Lightning, just to get Energy Shield, and then 1 into Telekinesis for Teleport and Energy Shield. You don't need more than that. And then Static Field. So what I did was just max Warmth to increase my mana recovery even more, and that's 871 with Warmth. And then Lightning, I just put the rest into Static, which is another 3 points. Because this is very overpowered in Diablo 2, especially against bosses in lower difficulties. You can basically like reduce them to like 25%, I think, in normal, 50% in nightmare, and then 75% in hell. Okay, so those are the skills. And now I'll just show you some of the runs that I do. Starting with Trav. Alright, so the mercenary does die quickly. So I have some, you want to either find a well. If not, you want to just give them some full rejuves. I'll probably make another video on how I farm these, because I'd rather get rejuvenation potions rather than spending gold to revive my mercenary. So if people ask for the cold immunes, I usually just ignore them because my mercenary is not strong enough to actually kill anything. You can see how quickly he dies. And the amplified damage they put on him does not help me at all. So what I need on my mercenary is more attack speed and defense so he can survive longer. And he just died. Alright. Alright, so nothing from Trav here. And these guys almost killed me. But I do survive long because I have decent resist and energy shield. Definitely helps. Alright, so we're going to revive him and go to Mephisto. Just gotta watch out for the dolls. Oh, found it right now. There aren't usually cold immunes here, so this is good. And the council members over here. I mean, he could usually survive against like one guy, but if he gets mobbed, he's usually toast. Alright, on to Mephisto. So I like to place the orb like right on top of him. It just destroys him. And that's only a level 25 orb. So that was quick. And I just check these chests just in case. You can kill this guy. He's usually physical immune. Oh, he's cold immune this time. Alright, well, I'll skip him. And what's next here? Andy. Okay. We'll get our health back. And let's see if we could find... And I usually kill these packs too, because they do drop some full rejuves. If you see a different colored enemy, that's a champion pack. There we go. Full rejuve, full rejuve. Another one. And you could use three regular rejuves into the cube for a perfect. Okay, level 3. I usually just go as fast as I can in one direction and hope for the best. I don't know if there's a trick to this. Pick up some gold. Oh, I think there's a pack. Now you can't kill the banished ones because they're usually cold immune, or they are cold immune. So just skip them. And level 4. Alright. I usually like to clear this room. And another full rejuve. You never know what could drop off mobs. There's really like no cold immunes aside from those like those casters that I showed before. And you want to hit them, like hit Andy like right in the center, and that does like so much more damage than if it just passes, the orb just passes by. And Grand Charm and a Diggler's Dirk. Diggler Dirk. And nothing there. Alright. Then we will move to... I'm going to show cows too, because actually this is pretty good. Especially when you get more skills. Like in the early 30s range. Right now I'm at 25. Because there's not, maybe there's like a couple cold immunes. It's randomly generated, but and usually when I go through to get my leg from Wort, I do the same thing. I just look for packs for those rejuve potions. Saves a lot of time. You don't have to run back to town every second. Alright. I like to kill him too, Griswold. I really haven't have anything all my Diablo 2 career drop from him, but I just like killing him anyway. Alright. And one of this tricks someone told me, you could hotkey this town portal, so you could just instantly cast it whenever you want. Rather than open up your inventory and click on the tome, blah, 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 blah. Alright. Here we go. I probably won't do the full cow run, but just to show you. Let's see. Cold immune. Alright, so I'm going to teleport away from here. And as your Merc survives longer, you could use static more. Right now he doesn't, so I have to keep teleporting away, so I prefer not to use static. And there are better builds, I think like the Javazon that could destroy cows, Fury Druid, or Rabies Druid. But I found if you get your orb high enough, you'll be able to kill cows just as fast. And I almost just got killed. So don't teleport right into a pack of the cows. Alright, let's do one more pack, and then we're going to go to Ancient Tunnels. And if possible, try to get your Merc to fight like one guy, so he could use Life Leech and just heal himself, rather than you give him a rejuve potion every time he's low. Alright. Yeah, we'll see if we can kill the Cow King here. And he just died. So that Frozen Orb really helps, because it freezes them in place, gives you a chance to recover. And amplified damage is not good, especially when you're you're very weak like a sorceress. You could take a lot of damage. Alright. Let's just go to Ancient Tunnels. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to keep amplified damage on. And same thing, if you see unique packs, just kill them, because they'll give you rejuves, most likely. Alright, so Lost City, right here's one. Looking for the trapdoor that leads to the Ancient Tunnels, which is a high level 5 area, and this could drop anything in the game. So this is why we farm here. Plus, there's no cold immunes. I think I found there's, on occasion, you might have one pack that has a cold immune, but most of the time, there's not. And then there's a chest at the end, too. Super chest that could give a bunch of items. There's Rejuve. And if you have an Eth Monarch, try to not take melee damage because it will reduce your durability. I'm at 29 of 44 right now. And most of these guys have very low health pools, so even if your orb is not that high, I mean Blizzard works too because there's no cold immunes. I just prefer orb because it gives the mobility. Especially for quick enemies. If you're gonna use Blizzard, they're usually gonna be out of the AoE when they're chasing you. So you have to either have your Merc keep them in place, or just attack slow enemies, or tank it yourself. Alright, chest. Hell Rune. Alright, nothing great on these runs, but that's usually the route I take. And I go through everything here. So I went through the stats, the gear, mercenary gear, skills, Trav, Meth Andy, cows, and ancient tunnels. Yeah, so that's about it. I'm just going to go back and see if I can kill the Cow King. But if you guys have any questions, let me know. I think I covered all the questions I've seen in the comments so far. Thank you for everyone who's subscribed. Kind of crazy. It got like 100 subscribers in 2 days. When before that, I think I was at 200 subscribers. So crazy, crazy stuff. All right. And it's terrible when they're super fast. So when you use Blizzard, it's even more challenging. And again, the amplified damage does not help because I already take a ton of damage from these guys. Oh, and we get Tal's Orb from the Cow King. I'll put timestamps in the comments below or in the description. Alright, we'll end it here. Let me know if you guys have any questions, comments below, 221. And that's it. Thanks for watching.